the Guyver, and the death of Fukamachi. Above the ruins stood his Lord, untouched, unmoved, and unstoppable. Guyver 1 and Guyver 3 stood side by side, their armor battered from relentless battle. They stared upward at the towering creature before them and realized the terrifying truth. There was only one way to win. Together, they activated their ultimate weapon, the Mega Smasher. Their chest plates unfolded as blinding energy gathered within their bodies. The earth trembled beneath them. The air itself seemed to scream as two beams of unimaginable power erupted toward the Zolord. Then the Zolord raised his hand and reflected their attacks back at them. The explosion consumed everything. When the light finally faded, Guyver 3 was gone, and Guyver 1 had been obliterated. Fukamachi's body no longer existed. Nothing remained but fragments of armor and a single surviving control medal. Yet even death could not stop the Guyver. The control medal drifted toward an ancient relic buried deep within the battlefield. Drawn together by forces older than humanity itself, they merged. And from the ruins, a cocoon was born. A massive organic structure pulsating with alien life. Deep within the darkness, Sho still lived. Guyver 3 sensed it immediately. Sho wasn't dead, but Guyver 3 was in no condition to help him. His own body had been devastated during the battle. Powerless to protect the cocoon, he could only watch as Kronos' forces eventually discovered its location. The corporation wasted no time. The cocoon was transported deep beneath their headquarters into the darkest levels of their underground laboratories. There, hidden from the world, the rebirth of the Guyver continued. Inside the cocoon, Sho floated alone. No light, no sound, no body. Only endless darkness stretching into infinity. Days passed, then weeks. Time no longer had meaning. All Sho had were his thoughts. And one thought returned again and again. More power, more control, more strength. He remembered every defeat, every friend he failed to protect, every enemy that stood beyond his reach. The darkness listened, and somewhere deep within the ancient relic, something answered. Meanwhile, Guyver 3 searched relentlessly for the cocoon's location. Following fragment after fragment of information, he eventually uncovered the truth. Sho was beneath Kronos' headquarters, but standing guard over him was Kronos' ultimate hyperzoonoid, Zektul, a monster of overwhelming power. Guyver 3 fought with everything he had, but it wasn't enough. Zektul crushed him, and as the battle raged, Mizuki watched helplessly as tears filled her eyes. Her voice echoed through the air. The cry pierced the darkness. Inside the cocoon, Sho heard her. The endless void shattered, and the cocoon trembled violently. Something enormous was awakening within. Light filled the air, and from the ruins emerged a being unlike anything Kronos had ever witnessed. This was not the Guyver they had destroyed. This was evolution. The gigantic Guyver. Towering, radiant, and overwhelming. The very air bent around its presence. Zektul attacked immediately, but Mizuki cried out once more. And as she did, a shimmering barrier appeared around the gigantic Guyver. Zektul's attack vanished harmlessly against it. The hyperzoonoid stared in disbelief, and for the first time in his life, he felt fear. The gigantic Guyver moved forward, slowly, relentlessly, like an approaching god. Panicked, Zektul leaped backward and began gathering energy. His body glowed with destructive power. The final blaster Tempest, his ultimate attack, a weapon capable of annihilating entire armies. Energy erupted from Zektul in a devastating torrent. The gigantic Guyver did not move. Instead, his chest began to unfold. Layer after layer of armor separated, an ocean of energy gathering within. The Mega Smasher, the ultimate weapon of the Guyver. Zektul unleashed everything. The final blast of Tempest screamed across the battlefield, and the gigantic Guyver answered. A beam of pure destruction erupted from his chest. The two attacks collided, and for a moment the world ceased to exist. Then the Mega Smasher overwhelmed everything. Zektul's attack disintegrated. His armor vaporized, and his body vanished, erased completely from existence. Silence followed. The battle was over. Slowly, the gigantic Guyver descended from the sky. The monstrous power faded, and the gigantic armor returned to the cocoon from which it had emerged. Its purpose was fulfilled. And from within, Sho Fukamachi fell gently toward the ground. Mizuki ran forward and caught him in her arms. And for the first time since the battle began, everything was quiet. The monster was gone, and the warrior had returned home.